guys, and welcome back to Gabbin with Jessa. Today, I'm super excited because I'm finally getting back to talking about something that I love, and that is, of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because the first TV show for Phase 4 for Marvel in general, Marvel Studios, just came out on Friday, and that was WandaVision. Now, this is starring Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, who play Wanda and Vision respectively, and I've been really excited for this show. I was more excited for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I love Bucky and Sam Wilson, but this one I was definitely excited to hear about. I wasn't really sure how they were going to go about it because, I would say spoiler alert, but it's been almost 2 years now, or 3 years now. Vision is dead, and they didn't bring him back in Endgame, so I was like, how are we gonna go about this? So I decided that after every episode, I'm going to be giving an episode review. It is gonna be filled with spoilers. It's basically just going to be reviewing the episode and giving my opinions on certain things that happened during it. This one will talk about just the first episode, and then the next video that I put out shortly after this will talk about the second episode, even though they both launched on the same day. So just a little background on what WandaVision was supposed to be. Of course, WandaVision is the name of the two characters, Wanda and Vision. However, it's been told that it's more of a play on the word television rather than their names together. So every episode is going to be from a different decade and from a sitcom of every decade. So we start off in the 50s, and then every episode following that is going to be a different decade of television, which I think was a really interesting concept. And also just some other background information, Wanda is also going to be in the Doctor Strange 2 movie, the Multiverse of Madness, I believe it's called. And Doctor Strange is actually going to be in Spider-Man 3, which there have been so many rumors about Spider-Man 3 that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are coming back, that both Emma Stone and, I can't even remember the actress name, but the original MJ Watson is going to be in it. So there's been so many rumors about what's going on with that movie. And now that Doctor Strange is going to be in it too, and Wanda is in the Doctor Strange movie, I feel like this will kind of also play into the Spider-Man movie. I don't know, that's just my opinion. I heard it was supposed to be 6-hour-long episodes, and that was what it was going to be, but so far the first episode was about 24 minutes long, and the second episode was about 36 minutes long, so they are progressively getting longer, so I guess that's just the style that they're going with. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right in. Again, this is only going to be talking about episode 1, even though both the episodes dropped on Friday, and then I will put out another video that will have everything going on in episode 2. So for episode 1, we see Wanda and Vision. They are a newlywed couple driving down the street. They're moving into their new home, and they are super excited just to get their life started together. And this is taking place in the 1950s, and it is in black and white. And one of the things that I noticed right away was that WandaVision is not just a show that we are watching in our time, but it's a show that is being watched in their time as well, because you see it like an opening title screen that says it's starring Wanda Maximoff and Vision. Not that it's starring Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, it's starring the two of them. And the show is also called WandaVision. So that's when you know that something is a little weird. I wasn't really sure what was going on with that, because it seems like that WandaVision is a show, not just in our universe, but in their universe as well. So the main goal of what Wanda and Vision are trying to do now is that they're trying to blend in with the neighborhood, because they still have their powers of, like, you know, telekinesis and whatever the heck Vision is, just doing everything that he can do. So they're still trying to blend in. So, like, for example, Vision is still mostly like a metal man, so he changes his face so he can look like Paul Bettany, so he can blend in and go to work and do typical 1950s things. So the episode starts out that they notice a heart on their calendar, and they have no idea what this heart represents. They don't know what's going on today, and both of them individually are trying to figure out what that means. So Vision goes off to work at some computing services industry, and Wanda stays home and meets the new neighbor Agnes, who is played by Kathryn Hahn, or how I know her as Jennifer Barkley from Parks and Recreation. So Agnes and Wanda are together, and they're trying to figure out what this heart means, and then they come to the conclusion that it must mean it is their wedding anniversary. Now, of course, Wanda and Vision never really got married. They're not really like a real typical 50s couple. They're trying to blend in. So Wanda's like, yeah, that must be it. That makes sense. And so they plan together how they're going to, you know, give a nice romantic evening for Vision. And this is when I realized that this TV show is a little more mature than I thought it was going to be. Like, it's nothing too bad or anything like that. It was just some jokes that were in there that were a little more adult, especially like in the second episode. And I don't know, it was a little interesting for me. I was entertained by it though. I thought it was so much fun. So as Agnes is helping Wanda prepare for the night, Vision is over at work at his computing industry, and he's like typing so fast and he's computing all these numbers because he's still like a machine. And of course, you know, the guys at his work are making jokes being like, man, you're like some kind of computer. And he's like, what? No, I'm not a computer. I'm a real man, just like you, kind of thing. So a lot of those jokes are playing into it as well, which I did really like because I'm a sucker for easy jokes like that. So then Vision's boss, Mr. Hart, comes in and says, oh, you better be prepared for tonight because me and my wife, Kitty Foreman, essentially, Donna Jo Rupp, it's basically just Kitty Foreman, but are coming over for dinner tonight. And then that's when Vision realizes, oh, the Hart means Mr. and Mrs. Hart are coming over for dinner. So he tries calling Wanda and being like, look, are you ready for tonight? And of course, she's thinking about some other things. She's like, oh yeah, I'm ready. And so the day comes, or the flashes forward for later in the day, and we get to the nighttime, and Mr. and Mrs. Hart have come over. Wanda is not prepared. She thinks that's Vision coming home, and so they have to scramble together to try to put this dinner together for Mr. and Mrs. Hart. So it's just a bunch of like crazy antics of Vision trying to distract Mr. and Mrs. Hart. Mrs. Hart keeps going over being like, oh, do you need any help, Wanda? And she's like, no, because she's trying to use her powers to quickly get everything together for dinner. And so she obviously has to do that in private because they're trying to blend in, but it needs to be done so last minute. After accidentally, you know, reality warping a few things one too many times, they end up making breakfast for dinner, and the Harts are kind of like, oh, this is different, this is interesting. But then they just go and they start having dinner with each other. And this is where Mr. and Mrs. Hart kind of start interrogating Wanda and Vision. They're asking like, how long have you been married? When did you move here? Where did you live before? Are there any kids on the way? A lot of questions like that. And because Wanda and Vision don't really, like, they're not like a real couple, they're just trying to blend in. They don't really know how to answer these questions. So they start getting real panicked. And Mr. Hart keeps insisting to answer the questions. And he's like, answer them, answer them. And then he starts choking on, I guess, some of their breakfast sausage. And so Wanda tries to, I think she was trying to like distract Mrs. Hart, because she keeps saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. While Vision goes over to help Mr. Hart, and he uses his power, you know, where he can like go through things. So he does that, gets the thing that was lodged in Mr. Hart's throat out, and Mr. Hart is saved, and everything is all well and good. They have a good time, and they brush him out the door. And then when the episode is over, you know, they end very happy. They're like, oh, we should get wedding rings. We should have an official anniversary. We should get a song, you know, cute things like that. It zooms out, and we find out that someone is actually watching them on TV, but not just like a typical TV like you and I would watch in the living room or in our rooms or something like that. It's like set up like, you know, someone is watching them kind of thing. And that's how the episode ends. What I also really liked that was really interesting was that they have commercials during these episodes, because they're technically like a TV show. So for this one, this commercial was for Stark Industries, and they were selling like a toaster oven. And so I thought that was really fun and interesting to add in. Overall, I really liked it. It was really funny. I felt like I was watching more of a sitcom rather than a Marvel show. And even though there were superpowers, and even though I do know the backgrounds of Wanda and Vision and what they can do and who they are, they were really funny. Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany did a great job of trying to adapt to that 1950s typical sitcom era, because it felt like that. Not that I've watched many shows from the 50s, but it felt old-timey. It felt like that there was something different about it, and I really liked that. And like I said, I thought it was hilarious. I mean, I don't know, it was just silly jokes about trying to blend in, and I really liked that. And like I said, it was also a little more adult than I thought it was going to be, which makes me happy because I understand some of the jokes a little bit more, and it's just a different direction that Marvel is going in. If you're looking for like the answers to big questions, like for example, how the heck is Vision still alive? You're not gonna get any of those answers in this episode. There's still a lot of questions that need to be answered, but I'm trying to be patient, and I know that I have to wait week after week for everything to come out, but I'm gonna be patient, and I'm just looking forward to the next one. I mean, I'll talk about episode 2 in a video that I'm filming right after this, but that will be coming out a day or two later. And then I'm excited to start with episode 3. Hopefully they keep getting longer, because like I said, this one was only about 24 minutes long. My friend and I, who I was watching this with, there was like a long there was like 4 or 5 minutes left after the main credits, and we're like, ooh, maybe there's a post-credit scene. There isn't. It's just more credits. But let me know what you guys think. Did you guys watch WandaVision? Are you excited for WandaVision? Are you excited for any of the other Marvel TV shows? Let me know all that down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, keep on gabbing.